Hi, my name is Morgan Fairmont, and for my case study, I'm doing 3.3, which is Target at the Center of Battle over Plan B by Allison Stevens. This can be found on page 166 in the Ethics Across the Professions. This case study is about Rachel, who is a 27-year-old social worker. She went to Target in St. Louis to fill her contraceptive prescriptions like she normally does. Instead of leaving there with two prescriptions like usual, she left with one, and she wasn't allowed to get her Plan B filled. She stated that the pharmacist wouldn't fill it for her because it was her right to not do so. When questioned, Target denied that any of this happened the way Rachel discussed. Target does have a policy when it comes to filling prescriptions. The policy allows pharmacists to refuse to fill prescriptions for moral and religious reasons. They are required to make sure that the prescription is filled at a timely and respectful manner by another Target pharmacist or at another pharmacy. And according to documents that showed, Target did not break any of their policies or rules for this. So Rachel did get her prescription at another pharmacist on September 30th, which follows the protocol, the policy that Target has in plan, which, like it was stated, was to fill it in a timely and respectful manner. Well, given the circumstances in the society we live in, someone found out in Planned Parenthood, which Rachel, who told a friend, ended up telling another friend, who told another friend who worked for Planned Parenthood. Karen Pearl, the interim president of Planned Parenthood, stated that Target was attempting to cover up a misguided corporate policy that denies women access to contraceptions. With all this, the Planned Parenthood tracked down 12 more cases similar to Rachel's over the past 12 months in Missouri. And on December 17th, Planned Parenthood held protests. They had petitions and people signed letters having Target change their policy to hopefully be like other stores, like on page 167, the stores that were listed in this case were Eckerd Corporation, Costco, CVS, Vegans, Harris Teeter, Kmart, Price Shoppers, supermarkets, and Super Value. And that, according to Planned Parenthood, it implemented policies to ensure prescriptions of emergency contraceptions are filled on site and without delay. So, of course, this is partly deals with abortion, like what's abortion, what's not abortion, and as to why the pharmacist didn't fill it, which so there is so many more issues than just what I list, but some is, should Rachel have to go through this, be not denied her pharmacy prescription just because the pharmacist doesn't believe in it? But again, then it switches back to the beliefs of the pharmacist. Should the pharmacist be allowed to deny it to fill it for their religious beliefs? Should pharmacists have to separate what they believe in and what their job is? Giving pharmacists do know when they go into their field that their job is to fill people's prescriptions. And so should they allow to separate basically, I guess, church and work? I think for one to be on the pharmacist side might take a look at professional responsibility, just following the rules, which is by Michael Davis, which is in the book. He talks about how rules are rules and you should follow them, basically, and you should follow them in this. So in this case, pharmacist did just that. She was given the policy. She knows that she is allowed to not give the order to the customer due to her religious beliefs. So in this case, she really did nothing wrong, as in she just followed the rules. The rules were rules, and it didn't matter if Rachel felt, as long as the policy was followed properly, which was. So she made sure that she still got her prescription filled. Another would have to be ethical relativism, which talks about ethical relativists and absolutists. Relativists are ones that don't believe that everything and everyone has like a set thought. They deny that there is one way to do things. Like the absolutes, they believe that there's one way that everyone believes, one way to do things, and you may not stray off from that. Like that is a set rule. So like the book called them old fashioned. But relativists are the exact opposite. They do believe that people have other beliefs, that people not everyone goes interlocks with their beliefs at all. So with this, I think has a different view on things, which in this case is true. Rachel believes in Plan B, and the pharmacist doesn't, because it has to do with abortion, which in this case, the book states the American College of Obstetrician and Gynecologists defines the onset of pregnancy as a movement. A fertilized egg is implanted in the uterus. Plan B, they say, is contraceptive because it prevents implantation from occurring. So they're stating that the Plan B helps make sure that the implantation does not work. So it's the before anything happens, basically. And they are required, Plan B only works for the first between, I think, 24 to 72 hours, is stated in the book. Which it also states in the book that for like the abortion people, they think that it's just the egg and the sperm swimming to each other that makes it not okay for Plan B. My last one would be utilitarianism, which is a view that makes sure the most people are happy in this decision. In this case, the pharmacist thought of herself only and did not care how it may affect Rachel, which this upset more than just Rachel. It upset Planned Parenthood and all the activists that go with them. This is like when you do something and the end result is happiness, it is practicing utilitarianism, which clearly didn't. The pharmacist, if they were to follow this, would have just gave Rachel her prescription no matter what her beliefs were, and she would have been on her way. My thought of this case is, of course, I agree. I would just give her the prescription, because in the end, it is their job to fulfill her prescription. That's what they went to school for, and they should have to be able to separate work and their religious beliefs.